Hey guys, Figurecraft here, and like I said before, we're going to be going over my Final Fantasy VII Remake figure collection. So, to start off with, we're going to begin with Series 1 figures that came out in Series 1. There is another Series 1 figure that came out, which is Cloud with the hard edge sword. That one was a special edition one. I didn't get it yet, but I do plan on getting it eventually. But for right now, these are the ones that I do have. So, first of all, we're going to go over the Cloud first. So, let me just set him over here a minute. Let me find his box. I went and I dug out their boxes. Alright, so, like I said, the first one is Cloud. This is his box. And you can tell he's real because right there is the sticker of authenticity right there. But this is the Cloud box. Let me go ahead and get him open. Here's his picture. Sorry about the glare. I may have to turn the, see if I can figure out a way to get this to where we can see that without the glare. There we go. Here's where you can read about Cloud. And then right here is his empty pack. There's the pre-order from when I pre-ordered it and the release date of when it came out. And how much I paid for it. Which these figures are not cheap. Then you got this side of his box, and then you've got the back of his box. And then after that, we'll go to looking at the figure himself. So let me just get this box out of the way. Set it over here. Here is the Cloud figure, and this is the pose that I keep him in when he's in my display. They are very good posable figures. You can see right there the way the ball joint is made in the shoulder area. And this is the version 2 Cloud. Because they have a version 1, which I do have it. I've got it with the Hardy Daytona. We'll go over it at a later date. You can see right here in the Buster Sword, you've got some little nicks and scratches in the blade. You can see some rust details right up here in the blade. We'll try to get a close-up look at his face here in a minute. Alright, let's see if I can get a close-up of his face. Here's Cloud's face. Which is really greatly detailed. And like I said, he's got a whole lot of articulation. He's got this shoulder pad on him that rocks back and forth. And it is on, right there you can see it, it's kind of like on like a little rubber strap attached into the plastic itself. He's got the bolts on. His head can basically, you know, like turn. He's got almost like double jointed elbows. He has the double jointed knees, which is where you can see these big openings in the back of his legs where the double jointed knee hinges are. He has a swivel right up here. You can see right there where the swivel is. He's got hinges and ball joints in the hips, or, you know, right in the legs where it's connected to the bottom. He's got a ball joint right up here in the waist area and also in the chest area. He has rotations and hinges in his hands. He's got ball joints in the feet, which allows his feet to go like this, straight up and down like that. So he's got hinges right here too. And then he's also got the bending toe points where they can actually bend up. Let me see if I can get it like that. He's got the toe points. And the way his Buster Sword basically goes on his back is where you take this little part right here. This is the extra part that's left over, basically where you don't have the sword attached to his back. You stick this in his back. But if you got the sword attached to his back, then you take the other one that it came with, which basically plugs into his back and allows you to insert that on his back. But you get that with him. You get the stand, which I have the small stand holding him right now because he comes with two sizes. He comes with the small little clutch stand, and then he comes with the bigger clutch stand. If you're using the bigger one, then you've also got these, which are his switchable hands. And this is before they started making the hand holders that they make now that hold your hands. You'll see what I'm talking about when we look at some other figures here in a few. But you get these two hands, which are his two relaxed hands. One's just a glove with the metal pieces on it, and one's just a regular black glove. You get those hands. You get two clutching hands where it's got an open hand. This is for holding his sword more straight down, because you can see it's at a curved angle, so it would hold the sword more down like that. Same thing with the other one. You get those hands. And then you get a fist hand. The other fist hand, the mate to this, is on the Cloud figure right there. So you get two fist hands. Here is the hand where the it's more at a straight angle of holding the sword. So the sword will be holding more of a straight angle than tilting down, which is what is on the Cloud figure right now, where he's gripping his sword off of his back. So those are the accessories that you get with Cloud. So I'm going to go ahead and pause the video here and put these back in the Cloud's box, basically, because it's gotten to the point to where these are just taking up room in the display where I have them, and I'm just going to keep the little extra accessories in their boxes. So I'll go ahead and pause it right here and put that in, then I'll show you it when I'm done. Alright guys, we're back. So yeah, I got all of his extra accessories back into the pack. There's his extra hands, there's his little thing that stabs in his back, and then somewhere back there in the back is the other clamp that I stuck back in the box. But yeah, the accessories are taking up too much of the room inside of the display, and they're just laying all over the shelf, and I'm afraid of them getting lost, so where I've kept my Player It's Kai boxes, I'm just going to put their extra accessories back in their boxes. Alright, continuing on, our next one that we're going to be going over in the collection, which was also from Series 1, is Barrett Wallace. And this is the version 2 Barrett Wallace. So, right there is him. Here is his box. Here is the back of his box with the pictures. And then opening up his box. And there's his pack. The release date of him, how much I paid for him when he came out. And then here is a good picture of Barrett. And then here is where you can read about Barrett. And then we'll set his box aside until we're ready for it. And now we're going to take a look at Barrett himself. So, this right here is Barrett Wallace, and this is the pose that I've got him in. He really doesn't like to hold up his gun arm like I would like him to, because I was trying to go for the pose of where he's holding on to his arm and firing his little gun arm. So, give me a few seconds here. Let me see if I can try to fix it. That's about the best as I can do. Oh, that's about the best I can do with it. But you can see right there's the Barrett. And you can kind of see the pose I'm going for. There's his tattoo on his arm. Here's all of his pouches on his legs. His boots. And of course the arm just dropped again. It really doesn't like the hold up there. Forget it. You can see he's got some materia in his the side of his gun arm. And a cool thing about this gun arm too is right here, this actually rotates. So the barrel will actually spin. Which is one of the cool things. You can see all of his belts here, his pouches. He's got the big stand around his waist because, you know, he's a bigger, bulkier character. And then here is his, we'll take a look at his face detail. Here's the sculpt in his face, which is really good. I like this face sculpt. This is the default head that comes on him when you get him. But he does come with an extra head, which we'll take a look at right now because we're going to look at his accessories now. So set him aside. Alright, all of your accessories that you get. Here is his extra head. Come on, camera. Give me a few seconds here. Okay. Here is his extra head. Which is if you wanted him to, you know, have his sunglasses off. But here is his extra head. And then you can see the way it connects as a ball peg, but I'm really not a big fan of swapping out the Playwrights Kai heads because I'm just so afraid that they'll break. And he also comes with a little pair of sunglasses, which are actually see-through. But very fragile to, you know, break. And then it's got like a little peg system here, which we'll talk about that in a few. But if you wanted to, you could take the sunglasses and put them on Barrett. And then that right there is the detail that you'll get. But there is a difference in the details in their faces, and I'll get it up here and I'll show you them. So the difference in the details of the faces, you can see the mouth is much more sharper on the one that's on his head already. And the mustache and the beard are much more sculpted and darker. As well as the lips, as where this one is more like a light shaded. The mustache and the beard's just not dark enough. And the default head just looks so much better on him, I think. Don't get me wrong, there's nothing wrong with this head. I still like it, but I just like the default head better. But those are the two differences in the head sculpts. And then you also get two switchable hands. So you have the fist hand, which is just a punching hand. So you've got the fist hand. And you've also got the hand for holding his sunglasses, which you can see right there. And the way this works is very, very tedious to do. Believe me, the root is worse than this one. But you see right there the little notch, and then you got this little peg system right there on the side of the glasses. You're basically supposed to take that, plug the peg system into the thumb. But it's a nightmare to do this. You would have to have some blue tack or something sticky to put in that hole to get him to hold it. Because, there we go. It doesn't really like to hold in there, and it just barely bumping this will come out. But kind of like this. But just barely, there you go. It just falls out. And then the other hand, that, of course, that you got is that one right there where the hand is kind of in a relaxed open position. But, of course, that would be the hand that he uses to grab his arm when he's holding up his gun arm. It absolutely bugs me where that arm doesn't want to stay up. There. Okay. Kind of like that. But yeah, that's everything that you get with the Barrett figure. And then, of course, the smaller stand, which wouldn't work for him. So I'll go ahead and I'll pause you again, and I'll get these accessories back in his box, and then I'll be right back. Alright, y'all, we're back. I now got the accessories back inside of, back inside of Barrett's box. So, that one's taken care of now. And then right there is, Barrett and Cloud. Now, the next one that we're going to be going over is a huge controversial one. When it first came out, there was a whole lot of these that came out with misprints in the faces and stuff like that messed up. But when I got mine from the Square Enix store, my face was actually pretty good, and I got a whole lot of views and comments about this one, asking me, where I got it, how I got it, and if this was the reprint, which at the time, I didn't know, and I still don't know. But anyway, here is her box. This is Tifa. Here is her box. There's the side. Here's the back of her box with her pictures. And then we'll open up the box. Here is the Seventh Heaven logo. There's when she came out for me, when I got her. And then here is the Tifa picture. And then here's where you can read about Tifa. And then closing up her box, we'll get her figure. Let's set her box over here. Alright, first we'll get a hold of the figure. Alright. It's been a while since everybody's seen this figure, but here she is again. Here is my Tifa figure, which I've got her in the pose where she just stands up straight and puts her her fist on her hip. And I'll get down here and I'll get up close to her face. And I'll try my best to get it in camera, but she is the one where she's got the solid red eyes and not the red-brown color. It's just very hard to get it sometimes in camera. Not kidding. There, you can see it. Let me see if I can get it closer. There, they turned like a brown. Like I said, it's hard to get it in camera. You gotta find the right lighting. Come on. About right there, I think, is as best as I'm going to get it. And then it went back to brown. Oh, this camera, I tell you. It's hard to get a certain lighting when you need it to work for something. What if I put my hand in front of it and then take my hand away? Maybe we'll get it in her other switchable faces. But anyway, here is the Tifa figure. And like I said, I've got her in the pose where she's just standing up with her fist on her waist. Here's the detail of the back of her. And there's her hair with the ponytail. And this is how I have the stand holding her because of the way she goes in the case. You can see she's got her fist hand, she's got her relaxed hand. We'll take a look at some extra details that's on her here in a few. Alright, let me get right here. Let me see if I can get this to focus on her wrist. That's where the detail is. Right there, let's see here, just about. Okay, right up here on this wrist, you want to be careful about it because there is you can see it right there, there's a little bracelet that she has on here, like a little chain bracelet. And while you're switching her hands, sometimes the whole entire peg will come out, and then you can have a risk of losing this bracelet. And I think they did this too with the new Turk that came out for the Rebirth, which is Elena. I don't have her yet, but I will eventually have her when I'm able to get a hold of her. But I think they also did it with Elena, because I've been seeing YouTubers talking about it, and yeah, they also did it with Elena. But you can see here the detail in this Tifa is spot on and absolutely good. I like it. You can see the detail in her zipper down here with her little, looks like skeleton skulls maybe? Or I'm not sure what that symbol is. And you got her belt buckle, you got her little buckles right here to her suspenders. Down here you got a materia. So you can see there's a materia right there on her wrist of her glove right there. And I don't know if this one has a bracelet or not. Yeah, it does. It's the same chain bracelet that's on the other side. So you got to be careful with two bracelets. Straighten up her. Tifa. Trying to straighten up your arm and you're going all crazy on me. Okay. Zoom this back out. But yeah, you can see right there is the Tifa. She's got her earring. And this is her regular relaxed face, because she comes with a switchable face, which we'll take a look at her accessories now. So this is when they first introduced this this new system for holding your hands. And at first, when they started off the Play Arts Kai figures, Cloud and Barrett, they don't have this. I don't know if they redone them since then to where they do have these now. But you've got a relaxed hand right here, which she's got her other relaxed hand on her already. You've got two regular straight down relaxed hands like that. You've got a fist hand. You've got two clutching hands, kind of like, you know, like she's doing like a cat meow kind of thing. And then we'll take a look at the front. Here are the details in her gloves with all the little metal details on the knuckles and on the top of your hand. Can't think of what it's called. I know it's not the palm because the palm's down here. We'll just say top of the palm of your hand. I'm not really sure what the top of your hand's called. But yeah, you've got those. You have two switchable headpieces, which makes the hair flow in different ways. So this hair flows this way. And you can see the way the hair flows. And another thing about this hair too is it's like a rubbery plastic, so it can actually bend. It's really greatly detailed. It's a ball peg, like I said. Don't really like switching the ball pegs because I'm really afraid that the ball peg will break. But you got the hair that flows that way. Then you've got the hair like this that flows the opposite way, but the hair flows more up than the other one. And then when I'm holding it straight on looking at you, you can see the way the hair is flowing. Same thing right here. So she's got some really good, and once again, it's rubber, like a plastic rubber. And then her switchable face has notches, which would allow it to go on there like that. And speaking of faces, this is the extra switchable face. Let me see if I can get focused on this thing. Up there you can see it. This is more of her matte expression. You can see when it's down like that, she's got the more matte expression. You can see her lips are all glossy. You can see right there where the camera's trying to pick up the red. It's just so hard to pick it up because you see where the lighting is going in and out. Come on. I hate this. I'm trying to show y'all that these eyes are red, but the camera's like, nope, you ain't showing that. Come on. You really are a pain, ain't you? I'm sorry, y'all. Stupid camera. Why is it that when I put... Maybe if I have one hand. I really don't get why this thing is dimming itself. You figured the camera would, stay bright. Or the light, would stay bright. But you can see where it's dimming itself. When it dims itself, it loses the true color. Maybe if I set it down on the table. I swear I'm going to get Jove crazy trying to show y'all these red eyes. I hate you, camera. There you can kind of see it. And of course, when I moved it, it dims. There you can kind of see it right there. You can see where they're red. It won't do it straight on, but it'll do it from the side. But you got that, and then of course you have the bigger stand piece, which is, she don't need the bigger stand. She would need the smaller stand because she's got a smaller waist because where she is a female. So she's got the smaller stand around her. Let me see if I can get her from the side right here, since I know now that it will show it from the side. Probably not to the side enough. Really are stubborn, ain't you, camera? Like I said, this is going to drive me crazy. Huh. Now it doesn't want to undim itself. What's up with that? Let's try that again. Ah, forget it. I tried. Alright, I'll go ahead and I'll pause and then I'll put her parts in the box and then we'll go over Aerith next. Alright, y'all, we're back. So now I've got all of her extra pieces back in the box. Well, stop that. There we go. So we'll go ahead and close up her box. Set it over there to the side. And you can see there's the 3. And now, up next, we have our final one from Series 1. And this is, of course, Aerith. So here's Aerith's box. There's the sticker of authenticity. And then flipping the box around, you see the side. You go to the back. You get some pictures of the figure. And then, opening up the box, here's when it released and when I got a hold of mine and how much I paid for mine. When it comes to getting off the Square Enix store, they're a little bit behind on when they come out because they have a tendency to get delayed. But here's where you can read about Aerith. But there's her picture. And then closing up the box. Oh yeah, I'll have to show that too. She's got a little flower basket on her pack. But we'll close up that. And then we'll bring forth the Aerith. And all of her accessories. Alright. So, when it comes to Aerith, the pose that I chose for her is her holding her flowers, and I just have her staff sitting beside of her, kind of straight up, but I'll probably put this back into the box now, just because it's in the way. But this right here is the pose that I chose for her, where she's holding her basket of flowers and the flower, and the camera's being stubborn. There we go. Now right there's the pose that I chose, where she's holding the... Would you stop doing that? Where she's holding the flower and her basket of flowers. You can see right there, she's got some great detail in this figure. She's got her bracelets. There's her hair with her ponytail. She has the small stand around her waist, just like Tifa. And it's tucked under her jacket. That way we're not clamping down on the jacket and ruining it. Looking at her face details, she has a really good face sculpt. With this figure, it's like the character just jumped right out of the screen. Try to focus on it. There we go. It's like the character just jumped right out of the screen. These bracelets are a little bit stubborn because you got to basically like tilt the wrist down a bit to get them to basically catch the bracelets. Otherwise, the bracelets will fall down the arm, and then it'll ruin the effect. Because then you'll have your bracelet about right here, and it wouldn't be up here to where it would, look right. So that was a challenge in itself to try to get those wrists to bend exactly right to catch those bracelets to where it wouldn't allow the bracelets to slide. But you can see she's got the flower that she gave Cloud. And then she's got her flower basket, which has all the flowers in it. She's got the 2 belts on both sides of her jacket. The zipper, all the zippers, all the buttons. She's extremely detailed. And she has patterns in her dress, which is going to be kind of hard to pick up. Yeah, they're really hard to pick up, but there's some patterns in this dress. Let me see if I dim the light, if we can pick up any pattern. I don't think we can. Oh, excuse me. Yeah, I can't pick up the patterns. But she does have like some texture in her dress. And then, of course, she's got her boots down here with the buckles and the belts. But two of her accessories are already, on her. The hand with the flower and the basket of flowers. And then she's got that thing around her neck, the little brooch that's around her neck or whatever it is. She's got that. So we'll set her to the side. We'll take a look at her other accessories. So zoom this out. Taking a look at her first main accessory is her staff. And this thing has materia indented in it. You can see there's a materia right there. This is the detail that's in the staff, and the staff will come loose right here, which allows you to put it into her hand. And then you will just basically put this back together when you find the right way that there it goes. And then the other side too also does the same thing. So it comes loose at both ends. That way. That's my dog drinking water. She drinks a lot of water. But right here is the detail in the staff. You got the top of the staff right here. And then the other side. So you get Arif's trusty staff, and it has two materias indented in it on both sides. You get, just like with Tifa, you get a handstand with switchable hands. So the hands are, you get almost like a fist hand, but it's kind of a fist that's kind of clenched like this in a way. So it's not really a fist hand. It's almost like the flower holding hand, but without a flower. You get a pair of two relaxed hands. You get a pair of, these are for holding her staff, where she would hold her staff straight down at an angle. This is for holding the staff straight down on the angle on this one. This is for holding the staff more straight, kind of like it was with Cloud and his Buster Sword. This one would allow you to hold the staff more straight. This one will allow you to hold the staff more tilted down at an angle. Then you get her prayer hands. So you get a pair of her prayer hands that are made together. These are hands made together. So you get that. And her fingernails are not painted on this one. Nope, no fingernails are painted. You get the bigger clutching stand piece, which of course, like I said, well, she's a female character, she's got the smaller stand piece. You get two switchable faces. So here is her closed eyes for her praying hands. You can see the detail in this head sculpt is amazing, and the way it goes on is just like this right here. You got these two snaps right up here that would snap into the top of the head. You've got this part right here. But that is her closed praying eyes. Here is the face where she would look almost like a little bit more mad. You can't tell it unless you tilt it down like this. And then you can tell she's a little mad, but not much. But she's like, a little bit mad. This kind of reminds me of the face that she made when it was in the game where she was like, Cloud, permission to kill. He was like, denied. So this could be that face when they was in Don Corneo's mansion at his front gate. And then, of course, you have her regular face, which is already on the figure, where she's got her more relaxed, calm face and happy. So yeah, I'll go ahead and I'll pause y'all and I'll get these accessories into her box. Alright guys, we're back. So now I've got all of Aerith's extra parts back in her pack. So I'll go ahead and I'll pause y'all back here and we'll take a look at them all back in the case. Alright, we're back. This is where I keep them all. So this is Series 1 back in its case. I got them stacked up on top of these little plastic empty egg cartons to basically put them above the ones that sit in front of them. And those ones that sit in front of them are up here. You see we got Sephiroth. There's Cloud on his Hardy Daytona. Here's Reno and Rude. And then back here is Rufus. And then down here are all the other ones that we've collected. So we've collected those. And then right here are the two new motorcycles with a Rouge and the Security Elite Officer that I wasn't able to put them anywhere yet because I don't have a case for them yet. They're just so big. But yeah, that's going to do it for this video. When I come back, we'll be going over Series 2. And Series 2 is Reno, Rude, and Sephiroth. So when I come back, we'll be going over those. But until then, you all have a blessed one, and I will catch you guys in my next one. And goodbye.